It is time to expand minds through movies, TV, sports, and flicks. It is time to boldly go where no podcast has gone before. It is time for the Captain Talks Flicks.
The Captain Talk Flicks.
Welcome to the Captain Talks Flicks podcast. I'm your host, the Che Quartez, aka Mr. Love, and this is where we talk flicks. I welcome the podcast where me, the Captain, talks about movies, TV, sports, flicks, anything you can see on the tuber screen. I like to get on here and give my unique perspective because after 47 years of being on planet Earth, I've developed a unique perspective about these movies, TV, sports, and flicks, and I like to get into about it. Because just maybe you care. In accord to the stats, it looks like you do care. I want to give a big shout out to Bangladesh. Got some plays over in Bangladesh this past week. Gracias, gratitude, Dodoraba, and Bangladesh. I know a dude from over there. He's a very cool, spiritual dude, all into the gospel, nice guy, very cool. Your countrymen are very cool people. So thanks for listening. Gracias, gratitude. And just FYI, back in the day, went to school to be a radio DJ, but never got a job. I think I never got a job because I just didn't have the discipline. If I would have had the discipline, then maybe that would enable me to become a radio DJ. But it didn't. It allowed me to become the greatest podcaster in the Matrix. Something debate might be true, might not be true, but I said it on the internet, so it's got to be true, right? Because everything on the internet is facts, not facts, true, false propaganda, fake news, the Matrix, pens, paper, crayons, markers, paintbrushes. I don't know. I didn't make the internet. Ask the people that made the internet. So when you're online, just be aware, just watch out. Anybody's could ram me or label it won't. Let's get right into the podcast. But first, a word from our sponsor. Ladies and gentlemen, sometimes I rap, and a while back, I rapped again. I dropped a song called King by yours truly, the Captain Che Quartez, rapping only the way I can with my unique rap delivery and rhyme style over crazy, spacey, wild, abstract beats. I guarantee you, when you hear these tracks, you've never heard anything like them in your life. So if you want to hear some new, interesting, spacey, crazy, experimental sounds, I'll put the link below to the song King. Check it out. Now, let's get on with the podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, I am back again. And this past week, I've just been relaxing. I took some took some time off. Now, don't get me wrong, I still did work, but we kind of dialed it back just a little bit. I dialed it down from like 1 million to about 100,000. No, we slowed it down just a little bit, but we still did work. Still got a lot of work done. We celebrated the 50th anniversary of hip hop. Talked about that the last podcast. It's been a wild, fun, interesting week. I got to see a lot of dope concerts on the tube. Got to listen to a lot of hip hop this week. Got to watch some movies this week. I saw Polite Society this week. I saw the second Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles this week. I just got to enjoy the arts way more than I normally do. Because normally, ladies and gentlemen, I'm so busy doing so much. I just don't have a lot of time to sit down and enjoy art. Because I'm too busy creating art. So when you make art, you're a content producer and you're doing it a lot of times you're so consumed with making your own stuff, art, content, creations, that you just don't have time to enjoy other people's art and creations because you're so into that zone producing your own stuff. And I found myself in that kind of loop space over the last few years because I'm creating so much art all the time. I don't have a lot of time to just sit down and enjoy other people's art. And this past week, I enjoyed a lot of other people's art. It was very cool to see cinema and hear songs and music I hadn't heard for a while, new songs, old movies, new movies, TV shows, just to experience art again. You know, I still do it periodically, but just not as much. It was nice just to kind of chill, take some art and experience the art. So yeah, baby, I'm refreshed. I'm feeling good. It's a little rainy out where I'm at, but it does not matter. It's beautiful. Life is good. I'm so glad I woke up this morning. I was dancing last night. I saw a party over at Central Avenue, live stream on TV, raw underground hip hop. Took me back to like when I was in my 20s. It was beautiful. Life is good. I love it. I'm alive and everything is lovely. So ladies and gentlemen, gentlemen, it's time to podcast once again. And this week, I'm going to talk about my most favorite franchise in the universe. Mirror universe, multiverse, it doesn't matter what universe we're talking about. This is my most favorite franchise of all time. And I'm talking about the one and only. Beat me up, Scotty. Live long and prosper. Make it so. I'm talking about the one and only Star Trek. And this week, I got to see Star Trek Strange New Worlds Hegemony. Yeah, so I saw this week's new episode, the finale of the season 2. But before I can do that, a couple things. First of all, there will be spoilers. And second of all, I do own some shares in the parent company of Star Trek. I just want to be clear and transparent to let you know. Now that I told you that, let's get into Star Trek Strange New Worlds Hegemony. Ladies and gentlemen, we closed out season 2 of Star Trek Strange New Worlds strong. We find that Pike and crew are up against some of the baddest villains we've seen in Star Trek in a long time. I feel the villains, the Gorn that they showed in this episode, are probably like Borg level villains. They seem so formidable, so vicious, so ferocious, just scary, bro. When we seen them before, it was like watching Alien, right? See it against the same thing. Like these Gorn are scary. And we mostly seen the baby Gorn, right? The baby Gorn is what we mostly seen. And the baby Gorn are scary, right? We do get a glimpse of the full-grown Gorn, but he's like in a spacesuit, still scary. But the Gorn just seem so scary, right? I'll tell you what, I would not want to encounter a baby Gorn, a full-grown Gorn. It ain't gonna be like TOS where Kirk's fighting him in slow motion. No disrespect, I love that episode. The episode's fantastic. That was great for its time. But these Gorn in this episode, like, you ain't doing that. These Gorn are ferociously vicious. It will bite your head off, bro. Like, seriously. They will do serious damage. We can't fight them with Kirk fool like they did back today. It's a whole new level of villain and scariness and craziness to these Gorn. You can just see it on their faces like, man, these Gorn are something else. Yeah, so in the episode, what happens is basically the Gorn attack his planets. Some Starfleet personnel are down there, and it's up to Pike and crew to get down there and try to save the day. And on the way to save the day, they encounter some Gorn that are not that nice. A little scary. And also in the episode, not only did we get to see the Gorn, but we got to see one of the best engineers to ever do it. Talk about Geordi LaForge? Yeah, he's one of the best. Yes, Geordi LaForge. Talk about Lana Torres? Yeah, she's one of the best to do it too. You talking about Miles O'Brien? Yeah, he's good too. You talking about Trip? No, Trip is cool too. Trip is good. Yeah, those are all fine engineers. But I'm talking about another engineer, one of the finest Starfleet has ever produced. You know what I'm talking about? Aye, laddie. I know who you're talking about. Yeah, I know it's a horrible impression. I'm talking about the one and only Scotty, bro. You know Scotty? The only guy to rock a red shirt and not die. Right? If you rock a red shirt, you die, man. Scotty had a red shirt all day, never died. Scotty's a bad man. So we got to see young Scotty, Montgomery Scott, to be exact, in Strange New Worlds Season 2 finale. Beautiful. And of course, young Scotty is just as awesome as old Scotty, because young Scotty's very ingenious to be able to create something out of nothing, even as a young person. You could just see how awesome Scotty is going to become in this episode. I love Scotty. I hope we see Scotty in Season 3. I hope what happens is Scotty joins the crew of the Enterprise, and he works under the current engineer, which I forgot her name right now. But yes, that'd be so great. So does I gotta see Scotty, yes. And so the episode is great. We see him battle the Gorn, we see Scotty, and they try to save the crew that's on the planet from the Gorn. And then, to close the episode out, Pike and crew make it back to the ship. Almost everyone's saved. And in that moment, they start getting attacked by the Gorn. And then they find out we didn't save everybody. And there's like orders say, you gotta get out of there, bro. The Gorn are attacking, escaping. It's chaos. It's utter chaos. They just got back to the ship. There's chaos. They're getting attacked. They're getting ordered to leave the planet. But they're like, bro, we got crew over there. We gotta save them. And in that very moment, the very end of this finale, you see Pike on the bridge. And they're like, Captain, what do we do? And I've never seen a Starfleet captain look like this in all the movies and episodes of Star Trek that I've watched. I've seen every single episode and movie of Star Trek that's ever been made. And I don't recall, and maybe I'm mistaken, but I don't recall a captain looking quite like this. In the heat of the moment, Captain looks like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. He looks like, I don't know what I am supposed to do. He looks like froze like a deer in headlights for one moment at a time. There's all this chaos going on. He's on the bridge. So many things are happening. He's like froze. Like, I don't know what to do. Like, Captain, what do we do? He just sits there. He doesn't say anything. And I've never seen it happen. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure you can relate. Because in the world we live in the reality we live in, on planet Earth, we may not be flying in a ship. We may not be being attacked by Gorn. We may not have some of our crews taken hostage by the Gorn. We might not be in the heat of battle. But in life, there are many components and things going down all at once. If you look at the globe, you look at the news, you look at your local community, there are so many things happening all the time. And you, your family, your wife, your spouse, your kids, yourself, you have to navigate this world of utter chaos. And sometimes in the moments when you're juggling all these balls and splitting all these plates and trying to make decisions, decide what action should I take? Sometimes you're like Pike on the bridge, like, I don't know. I'm froze. There's so much going on. I don't know what to do. Now, I did experience an intense moment like that a few years back. Like, there's so many things happening. There's so much chaos. There's so much happening. I don't know what to do. I felt that. It was not fun. But sometimes life bees like that. And also, a while back, I read this book called Propaganda by Jacques Ellul, I believe is his name. I never pronounce his name right. But in the book, he says that with all the things happening, it is utter chaos. And a regular, average human being cannot comprehend, understand, or navigate that madness, chaos of what's going on planet Earth without some kind of guidance from something. Now, in the book, he says that human beings need propaganda to guide them through this chaos, right? And in the book, he pretty much explains that everything is pretty much propaganda. Movies is propaganda. Newspapers propaganda. He didn't talk about the internet, but he probably said internet's propaganda. I mean, according to this book, the way I read it, he probably thinks this podcast is propaganda. Now, whether that's true or not, I don't know. That's not for me to debate. But basically, he's saying in the chaos, you need something to navigate through that chaos, right? And in that moment on the bridge with Captain Pike, he is in chaos. Utter chaos with no beacon or guidance to get him through it. He's the shot caller. He's got to make the decision right then and there. Nothing guiding him. And sometimes we have that moment. And sometimes in that moment, that's when you need some sort of guidance or help from some outside something to help you navigate through that chaos, right? So in our personal life, we may be like Pike on the bridge, caught in chaos, caught in so much going on. It just seems so much is happening. How do we navigate this? And then we turn to our trusted confidants, to our family, to friends, allies, to co-workers, to institutions, to groups, to whoever, to help us maybe navigate this crazy, wild situation, right? Maybe, I don't know. So the lesson to be learned from Trek, and as we navigate life, there'll be moments when there's utter chaos, or seem to be chaos, where there's so many plates spinning, so many balls juggling, and decisions will have to be made. Right? As we navigate life, tons of choices are being made all the time. All the times that you're born to now, we've constantly made tons and tons of decisions, of choices to navigate this timeline. Right? I've done tons of them. And to be honest, some of them, I'm still paying the cost now. Let's be real about it. As we make these decisions and choices, we navigate life, we do the best we can with the information we got to navigate the life. Now, when Pike makes a decision, next episode, he's going to have to make some choices, bro. And each one's going to cost him, right? Does he stop and save the crew? Does he flee? What does he do? I don't know, but each one is going to lead to some other place. And there may be some cost involved with it, possibly. I don't know. But as we navigate life, what we can learn from Pike and crew is that decisions will have to be made, and we can only make the best decision with our current level of awareness, right? Just do the best we can. And in the future, navigate any effects from those choices. So, ladies and gentlemen, this podcast is about expanding minds, growing, learning, being better than we were before. So I do these podcasts to talk about movies, TV, sports, and flicks, see what we can learn, what lessons can we learn. And maybe on this podcast journey, we just expand our mind just a little bit more, just a little bit better, so we can make better choices with better outcomes. That is one of the goals of this podcast, is to just get you to sit down and think and be aware and ponder just to make the best possible choices. Because as you navigate your life, you may be like Captain Pike on the bridge of the Enterprise in Hegemony. and there'll be a lot happening, and you have to make decisions, right? And in that moment in time, can we make the best decisions we can make? If we try to expand our mind to open our options and possibilities, so when we make decisions, we can make the best possible decisions. And sometimes they'll be great, and sometimes they won't, right? But if somehow you listen to this podcast, it helps you to skip and bypass some poor choices and skip right ahead to some better ones, I hope that happens, right? Because as a young person, I may have made decisions that maybe that I could have made differently if I just would have been more aware and informed, right? So if you're out there, maybe these podcasts will help you skip some potholes, bro. Skip some bad roads to take. Maybe. I don't know. We're just going to talk about movies, TV, sports, and flicks. And we're going to look at what lessons we can learn. And somehow, some way, maybe that will enhance our lifestyle so you can move, become better, make better choices, and have a better, more fulfilled life. Family, friends, joy, happiness, contentment, daily, bro. That's what we're looking for. All through the vehicle of movies, TV, sports, and flicks. And now I talk about Star Trek quite a bit on here because I feel Star Trek is very good at showing lessons and ideas to expand our mind, which I feel will enhance our lifestyle and enhance our choices, right? So if you've not watched Star Trek Strange New Worlds, or you've not watched any Star Trek at all, I highly recommend you check Star Trek out. Of course, for the entertainment, of course, for the awesomeness, of course, for the coolness, the awesomeness, the joy, the entertainment, but also for the lessons we can learn, also for the expansion of the mind, right? So ladies and gentlemen, check out Star Trek Strange New Worlds. Hegemony, go watch this. Go watch the other shows. Watch everything. Go on a binge and binge the whole Star Trek franchise. You will not be disappointed. So ladies and gentlemen, Star Trek Season 2, Strange New Worlds is over, right? Great ride. And can't wait for Season 3. So this concludes the podcast. And until next time, we'll see you. Dare to be yourself. Andre Guide. Until next time, it's Captain Peace.
The Captain Talks Flicks.